Alright, apparently I am live. What's up, everyone? This is my first stream. My name is Sean, but I go by Obi Sean. Hold on, what's going on here? Hmm. Okay. Let's see. Alright. This is kind of like a test stream at first. I have streamed on Twitch, but let's see. I gotta learn YouTube. Error. Stream live, bitrate, okay. Anyway, alright, so this should be good. So anyway, like I was saying, my name's Sean. I am a former COVID ICU nurse. I did like 10 years of nursing between ER and ICU. And then the last 3 years that I worked were COVID ICU, and I have a pretty serious PTSD from all that. So right now I'm kind of just chilling, trying to stay sane. But anyway, I really like politics and gaming. Those are like my two big things. But I did gaming for a bit. It was alright. I think politics is more my passion, especially after working the pandemic and everything. It definitely, I mean, my eyes were already like open, so to speak, but it really radicalized me in a way. Not like I'm this crazy radical, but it just made me see things for what they are. And I think a lot of people are starting to see that now. All right, let me switch my YouTube real quick. Uh-oh. I don't want to give away too much shit. Alright, well, you saw my name. There you go. Alright, so let's see. What do we want to look at today? So I checked out some of the news today. Let's go to AP News and see what's going on over there. So we got the shutdown. Yeah, well, they're doing this shutdown because they're trying to say that illegal immigrants are taking our health care, like using the money that is used for like Medicaid and Medicare. That is just like straight up a lie. I can even tell you from working in the healthcare field, if you're undocumented, you can't claim you can't, I guess, like get Medicare or Medicaid. You pay into it, like they pay into it, so they actually give us money that we end up using for our healthcare, which we shouldn't even have money involved in healthcare, which that's a topic for another day. Yeah, I mean, the real reason is they're cutting like all of our fucking safety net programs. So they're like cutting SNAP, Medicare, Medicaid. I know Elon's doing all that stupid shit. Which, I mean, if you're not working from inside the system, and you probably do not understand how catastrophic that is. Especially the areas out in like the rural areas where, like a lot of Trump's base or just like very conservative voters are at. They're out in the rural, like rural areas. I mean, I worked with a lot of them during the pandemic, and they kind of live in their own world, and they're just kind of pelted with propaganda 24/7. I mean, they live in the middle of nowhere. They have no way to like go to Portland or like actually assess what's going on or what have you, whatever's going on that day in our news cycle. But they're gutting like Medicare and Medicaid, and that's the only way that those hospitals out there, the rural, tiny, like poorly funded hospitals, that's the only way they stay open. So a lot of people are going to now have to travel like hours and hours and probably be life flighted with a helicopter, which costs like $1 bajillion. Let's see. All right. So I don't see anyone following, or not following, but like watching, so I don't really know how that works. Anyway, alright, get out of here. We don't need that. Right. Oh, I forgot he's also using this to eliminate a ton of jobs. How kind. I think that is going to backfire. Every single person that they're cutting out of this federal workforce, I feel like they just turn them into, like, opposition. They're not going to be very happy at being cut so that these fucking oligarchs can steal all the government money and not be God damn it, what's the word? Not be regulated. Or it'll be way harder to regulate them if there's like 2 people working at the SEC. Let's see, okay, so for now, they're struggling, whatever. The economy, rich people's yacht money is what you should substitute in there, because fucking people make all kinds of money off of like stocks and shit, and they're all cushy and all that, but the actual economy is like on the ground, like how people are living. I think a good indicator was someone said that like there's a ton of people are putting groceries on credit cards, which is fucking nuts. Like, I forget who said it, but they're like, I'm paying off a loan for food I already ate and shit out. It's very true. Alright. 21 times. So it's shut down 21 times in the last half century. I know the last one was during Trump's first term. Oh, yeah, right there. And then they always blame it on the Democrats. It's funny that, I mean, I am not partisan. I do not like either political party. I would say that I lean left. Like, I have a lot of leftist views, but I also do have some right-wing views. Like, I'm very left in terms of how I think, like, healthcare and, like, government and our economy should work, but when it comes, like, I support the Second Amendment, but I do believe in, like, common sense gun laws, you know? I mean, you can't, I don't know, like, people just walking up and buying a fucking gun and you don't know their history or anything is not good. And then I think there should be like psychiatric evaluations before you can get a firearm, because we do that in the hospital. If someone's deemed like unsafe and they have access to a firearm, like we legally can keep them for 72 hours to make sure they don't hurt someone or themselves. 750,000, holy shit, that's a lot of people. My wife's mom was actually one of those federal employees, not with this round, but it was pretty early on when like Elon was dancing around like a fucking idiot with his fucking chainsaw. Could barely lift with his soft hands. Alright, a reduction for they're going to purge Democrats. How cool. It's really funny because, like, to them, anything that is not far-right, MAGA Nazi, Christian nationalist, Zionist shit, anything that isn't that is Democrat, which is hilarious because most people are just regular people that do not really subscribe to either side. So that's going to backfire more than they think they know. It's already starting. Alright, we created a lot less jobs. Because I remember in June they said that they were like ass. I'm not really great when it comes to like jobs and GDP and all that. I've traded stocks here and there, but I got out of stocks and crypto. It's just I can't. I'm too much of a working man, and for the people, I can't fucking. I don't know. I don't like the system. It just feels like gambling with educated guesses. Alright, GDP growth, blah, blah, blah. So basically, it seems like our economy is just going to shit, which we knew that. We knew that was happening with the tariffs and all the jobs being lost, especially federal employees. Fucking, like, the private sector's also, like, cutting a ton of jobs as well. All right, so the shutdown ain't great, but I think a big part of it is they're trying to shut down the Epstein vote because there was I think it was a representative in Arizona that I guess either someone resigned or someone died, someone that had a Republican House seat in Arizona, and a Democrat won because Democrats are gonna fucking destroy, which they really need to work on their fucking party. I mean, it's just, or we just need new leadership. People our age, like the average age in Congress is like 75. It's insane. All right. Sure. Let's see. Can I pull my chat up? Yeah, I can't really tell. Concurrent viewers views. Oh, nice. All right. Let's see. So federal shutdown, kind of boring, to be honest. Yeah. All right. We're in armed conflict. I'm sure. I know he like extrajudicially murdered a ton of people with like fucking drone strikes out on the border, not border, off the coast of Venezuela. They were like, they called them drug boats, but they were just like fisherman boats, so they just murdered people to. It's just a pretext for them to try and go into Venezuela and do, or these Latin American countries in general, and just do regime changes and try to install fascists instead of more socially, like people that are more like leaning towards socialism, which is not, which is such a like, it's hilarious how scared people are of that word. It makes sense though, it's from the Red Scare and all the anti-communism bullshit of the 20th century. I mean, communism has its own issues, but but it's just a different political system, but you can just as easily make it corrupt and evil. So capitalism and communism are the same, or not the same, but they can both lead to authoritarian dictatorships. Look at Stalin, Mao. Anyway, but yeah, I think they're just trying to, get a pretext to go in there and do regime change. I've seen a couple articles about that. So yeah. All right, federal shutdown, armed conflict with the cartels, which is a horseshit. Okay, yeah, it's just more quid pro quo fucking corruption. Every day is a goddamn new thing that would have been impeachable, but that doesn't matter anymore. Oh, this was in England? I thought this was in the US. Okay. Yeah, so apparently today there was I guess mass shoot. Well, I guess it was a stabbing. Yeah, because it's England. They don't have they're not fucking armed to the teeth like we are down here, over here in America. But yeah, it looks like somebody like rammed into them, like drove a car into it, and then started stabbing. But I believe they were shot and killed before they got into the synagogue. And I heard somewhere that the people blocked the assailant from like getting in. So let's see. All right. So 2 people have been killed, 3 others seriously wounded in a synagogue attack in northern England. Man, that fucking sucks. Also, I'm a nurse, so I look at everybody the same. Like I said, politics-wise, I don't really know. I would just say that I'm a humanist. I believe in creating better material circumstances for humans that are alive and here in our current, I don't know, just basically just taking care of other human beings and not focusing on like what comes after this. Just while we're here, make it as good as you possibly can. As much freedom and justice as we can. Alright, but anyway, Greater Manchester Police say the suspect is also believed to be dead. Alright, so the assailant drove a car into people, okay, then started stabbing them, killing 2, wounding 4. Holiest day of the Jewish year. I was kind of worried about that. It sucks that all this anti-Semitism is spiking, and regardless of what fucking Israel will tell you. being against their genocide is not anti-Semitic. That is the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. You know. Because it's like they conflate like criticism of their genocide with anti-Semitism. If you try to like point out the truth as to what fucking Israel's doing, but anyway, because they're doing this and they keep conflating that, people are gonna that don't understand as much, or people that have like right wing ideals, or people that are, I don't know, like just seeing it and feel like it's fucked up. I mean, it's just, well, I don't know, man. It's just bad all around. Israel is definitely making this worse, but of course they're going to blame everyone else. You guys are committing anti-Semitism. You're doing the anti-Semitism as we bomb children and fucking blow their limbs off. And then murder the healthcare workers who try to help them and execute them and throw them into ditches. That would have been me if I went to Gaza. I actually probably would have if it wasn't for I met my wife during the pandemic. Man, I was like, I don't give a shit. And there were times I was going in there without mask. It was bad, man. I just didn't care anymore. That happens when you get to a certain point and are traumatized a lot. All right. So anyway, let's see. So they killed him. Cool. He was wearing a bomb vest. That's kind of nuts. Oh, but he didn't. Okay. Alright. You said 2 other suspects were arrested, but they believe they know the identity who carried it out, but then they said that they think he's dead? They don't know who it is. How do they know he's dead? Oh god, Keir Starmer is gonna say some shit about Israel, isn't he? Hope not. This vile assailant who attacked Jews because they're Jews. I mean, yeah, that is true. That is fucked up. Across the Jewish community, he would do everything in my power to guarantee the security and setting a more visible police presence. Okay. I mean, adding more police, I guess that it just kind of feels like a band-aid. I mean, whatever. Maybe right now because the violence is elevated, but I don't know. Maybe the way that you would stop it is, I don't know, stop the genocide. It's like, say the Nazis, they were like, I mean, I guess they were, but I don't think they were super Christian. But let's say they were like a Christian ethno-state, kind of like what fucking the U.S. is trying to do. It's like they're like murdering, committing the Holocaust, and you try to call them out. They wouldn't be like, oh my god, you hate Christians. Why are you attacking Christians? This is insane. Oh, yep, here we go. So Benjamin Netanyahu agreed that the Jewish community... Oh, man, shut the fuck up. Yeah, grieving with the Jewish community as he sends, like, fucking Israelis into the meat grinder. I mean, they're not really doing the right thing right now, for sure. Doing the opposite of that, committing a genocide, but, like, he doesn't care about Israelis, he only cares about himself. Okay, Hamas, yes, we know. We condemn Hamas. We condom hummus. More than 1,000 incidents were reported. Alright. First half of the year. I mean, anti-Semitism is definitely on the rise, like, because of what Israel is doing, but I do wonder how many of these are just, like, Israeli bullshit, but it doesn't make it any less serious. It's just, I don't know how much I believe their numbers they put out. Every rabbi and Jewish person's worst nightmare. Yes, it is. That would be anybody's worst nightmare, being targeted due to their identity. Okay, not only on this sacred day, but yeah, that fucked up. Oh, dude, that sucks for that person. That she thought she might have had a heart attack, I guess, when they saw the person crash, and then he got out and started stabbing. It's not funny. It's not funny that people died, but, like, that's dude, can you imagine being her? That's fucking crazy. Like, poor thing. If you haven't seen anything like that, that ain't fun. Everybody kind of got a little taste of that with the Charlie Kirk shit that happened. I was a little like, it sucks, it's awful, I do not like. Well, I didn't like him. He's not with us anymore. But no one deserves to be like executed, even as much as I like hated that guy. And that we should try to do anything other than violence. But I will say they're trying to make it as hard as possible. The more they keep pushing people, the more scary and dangerous it gets. But I don't think they quite understand how dangerous and scary it'll be for them. Little disconnected, just a little bit. Oh damn, Death Row. Oh, these are all like ads, just bullshit. Okay, get out of here, AP. What are you doing? Let's see. Let's just go to U.S. Justice Department fires key prosecutor in a lead office. All right. Yep. Kind of boring. They're just firing everyone all the time. Doesn't mean it's any less bad, but it is what it is. Oh look, they cut more money from good things. Surprise, surprise. Like, I don't know, cleaning up our fucking country and planet so that our kids can fucking live in a somewhat okay environment. It's crazy. All right. I can't say how I feel about this. All right. Where's this at? LA. Okay. So, man pleads guilty to throwing a Molotov cocktail at deputies. Okay. Very Rage Against the Machine. During LA immigration protests. All right. 23-year-old dude threw a Molotov at them during a protest. This guy, Mexican national, who authorities say is in the U.S. illegally. I would not believe that. They say everybody's illegal. They would arrest me and be like, yeah, he's an illegal Balkan man. He's an illegal, I don't know, I'm just kidding. I'm white as hell, so they probably wouldn't target me. Not unfortunately, but hey, I'm going to use my privilege to speak out. Pleaded guilty. I wonder if... I know that a lot of people have not been... they've been going in front of grand juries and they've just been like, nah, we're throwing this case out. Because they're fucking defending our Constitution. They're clearly breaking our First Amendment right. And also, is it the Fifth? I don't know. Like, they're just, the fact that we're, they're not doing due process at all, that is very anti-American, very Gestapo-like. And people do not have as much of a tolerance for that as you would think. All right. According to a plea agreement, he admitted that he went behind the wall, lit the Molotov, and then hurled it. Okay. The incendiary, blah, 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 blah. He threw it intending to obstruct, interfere, or impede deputies who were lawfully engaged in performing official duties, according to the argument. Illegally engaged in performance of illegal duties. I hope they know following orders doesn't work in court. Probably gonna have our Nuremberg 2.0, I hope. Hopefully, the Mar-a-Lago trials. Alright, with marchers chanting slogans, carrying signs, though others led clashes with police, hundreds of arrests, and the use of chemical irritants. Oh yay, tear gas. I have been tear gassed plenty of times. In 2020, I was out trying to be pretty impartial, but I mean, clearly I'm not on the side of a fascist government. So I'm going to be a little more sympathetic. But yeah, I was out at the Black Lives Matter protests doing medic work because I'm a nurse, so that was cool. But yeah, dude, they tear gassed the shit out of us for no reason a lot of times. You just get their rocks off being bullies and supported by the state. In the words of Humankind, I think, the rapper, he said, I used to fight the bullies, now I'm fighting with the law. I guess some things don't leave you fully. Okay, AP, immigration, Israel, anything new? I know the flotilla was intercepted. There was like if people don't know, it was called the Samud. I think it's Samud, the Samud Freedom Flotilla, and the flotilla is basically just a ton of civilian like activists. I believe. I don't think there's any governments involved. I know Italy and Spain sent some military ships to help like assist them, but of course they pussied out and just like bailed on them at the last second. Of course. So a ton of them were intercepted. I know that Greta Thunberg, she was arrested or detained or whatever. But I'm not. I saw that there was one that escaped interception. I want to see if I could find it. I was looking at the flotilla tracker yesterday. Let's see. There was one that was that actually is the first ship to actually. Okay, yeah, I figured they got intercepted. Yeah, this is like the first ship to enter these blockaded waters since like 2005. I believe 2005 is when they started the blockade. I know that's when they like pretty much sealed off Gaza. But yeah, damn, they stopped them. Man, what fucking pieces of shit, dude. Fucking Nazis. Zion Nazis. They're like, oh, we're Jewish. We can't be Nazis. No, you can still be fascists. It's just instead of identifying as, oh, it's the master race, Aryans, instead it's, we are the master Jewish race and better than everybody. Which is fucking cool. Ooh, this one's still going? Where's this guy? Oh. Oh, man. What sucks is that this tracker's up, so, I mean, they can fucking see them and intercept them. I hope that everybody's okay and they don't fucking, like, torture anyone too much. Which is horrible to say, but, you know. Well, it looks like these people are getting the... Oh. I thought they made it. Or out of the way. Yeah, they were trying to get them to, like, go to one of these ports, which, like, why? No. Let's turn ourselves into the Israelis. Nah. Okay, well... It's sad that it wasn't a success, but I think them making it into these waters shows that, you know, Israel's not as, like, fucking all-powerful as they seem. It sucks that our fucking government keeps supporting them, even though the majority of people are like, fuck this. We hate this. Why is another country more important than us? And the fact that you're doing that means that you are committing treason. We used to do things, the traitors. Look up I think they're called the Rosenbergs. Is that their name? During the Red Scare. The Rosenbergs. Red Scare, because they did some shit to them. Yep, here. The Rosenbergs' espionage trial and subsequent execution in 1953 were a central and controversial event of the Red Scare, a period of intense anti-communist paranoia in the United States. We were basically living in another era just like that, except instead of anti-communist paranoia, it's like anti-Zionism, Antifa, which is anti-fascism, anti-capitalism, all that. Which fascism, the best way I've heard it described is like the private sector and the government like coming together, which makes sense because like think about it, like with the Nazis, you know, they tried to take out anybody that was like not helpful to their movement, right? So it's kind of like corporate, you know, they're like, oh, we got to cut all these jobs. These people are really, you know, they're kind of taking money that we don't need to be spending and we can cut corners. It's the same way, but with the government, instead they're like, oh, we'll just send them to fucking concentration camps or kill them. And then we don't have to pay for them to eat. But yeah, then you don't have to like pay for them to eat or anything. Or what have you, you know. And a lot of times, like even during World War II, the SS, they like basically got paid by people so that like they could basically like pimp out the Jews that they had under that they had in the concentration camps for like labor. So it's basically just human trafficking is all it is. Human trafficking, sweatshop stuff, but they Instead of just doing that illegally with fascism, they make it legal so that like the government operates like a corporation, so they can like trim the fat, which is not you lose your job, it's like you lose your life or your freedom. So, but anyway, some history for you. I'm pretty well read when it comes to like history, fascism, government, things like that. I kind of grew up in a house. Well, my grandfather is like probably on my mom's side is probably like the main male role model in my life, and he was very like pro union, immigrant family. Our family fled Poland a little before World War II because it was getting a little crazy in the 20s and 30s, and then World War II kicked off, and my whole family got exterminated on the Eastern Front, either between the Nazis or the Russians. They both were terrible. So, but anyway, with that being said, I am very interested in my people's history. But I guess now my people, I'm American, so I'm American, but there is epigenetic memories, I believe. All right. All right, yeah. They intercepted them. Can it do that? They can't do any of this, but they are, so, because we're backing it up. Hmm. Israeli strike kills dozens in Gaza. Resp- Wait, what? Hamas considers it response to Trump's peace proposal. Let me guess, do they like deny it? Which, like, dude, they always do this. Like, Israel will act in, like, they pretend they're acting in good faith, and they'll be like, oh yeah, we want a peace deal to get the hostages. And then Hamas is like, we just want these, like, pretty reasonable things. So you stop killing our fucking people. Hamas has their own issues. Like, of course, I mean, they have not done very savory things in the past, but I don't know what you expect if you fucking, like, brutally occupy someone like this, and then you're gonna have people rise up, and unfortunately sometimes they might have like not the best views or ideas as to how things should go, but you should expect armed resistance. Like, I don't know, like, people aren't just gonna be like, oh yeah, come on in and execute my whole family. Like, you fucking stupid. But there's a whole lot of history when it comes to the Israeli government, like working with Hamas and stuff. I advise you look into that. If you do look at like AP reporting, Reuters. I mean, Ground News is pretty good, I guess, but like everybody pushes that now. But AP and Reuters are nonpartisan, like, especially AP. I mean, it's Associated Press, so this is pretty. It's very like dry and not gonna be very like flashy and trying to get you like angry at the other side. But that's what we need right now. We need people to know facts and truth and make decisions out of level-headedness and not out of their emotions. Even though the other side loves to say that, all the facts don't care about your feelings. Well, being angry and paranoid is also a feeling. So, they just don't understand. They think empathy is the only type of feeling you can have. Feelings you can have. Anyway. Alright, so that's enough about Israel. They blocked they one of them slipped past the blockade for a second, so that's cool. Kind of a show of solidarity, or a show of like the world being like, fuck you, we actually can get in there. We'll send more next time. So hopefully that works. New York rapper who joined Trump at campaign rally sentenced to 5 years for attempted murder. Oh Lord. Well, I know it's not 50. Well, I was like, is it 50 or Snoop? Fucking, traitors, man. I didn't think they would do that, but they sold out. Cause wait, where is it? Where did I just see that? Hello. Uh oh. Uh oh. My shit froze. Okay, there we go. All right, so we looked at Israel, right? That was what we were looking at. Israel Hamas war. Wait, U.S. No. Sorry, I'm like new to this site. I just added this. I look at AP a lot, but it's usually like on Reddit and shit like that. All right, weather. I know there's a hurricane coming. Let's see. I know there was two hurricanes that were brewing down there in the tropics where they always be coming from. Hurricanes they're not cool in the way that they like hurt people, and usually it's like a natural disaster, but it is, I don't know, I just think it's like I have worked through two hurricanes in Savannah, Georgia when I worked in trauma, and when that happens, they make everybody evacuate, but except for like medical staff and like the cops and what have you, and then they deploy the National Guard and stuff. So I was a part of what's called Team A, which means you stay there, and then once it's deemed safe, they come in and like rescue you essentially. So we were there one time. I forget what the name of the hurricane was. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was the one that recently, like, it happened in like 2016 or 17. It fucked up Savannah pretty bad. It was like the first time in a long time they like got pretty messed up by a hurricane. But what I will say is it's very like awe-inducing to be in the middle of a hurricane when it's like full tilt like that. It's pretty crazy, man. The windows were like blown out and there's like glass shattering, and we had to cover up our patients so the fucking little bits of glass aren't flying in their eyes and shit. It was wild, dude. I have plenty of stories too, so as time goes on, and hopefully I pick up some viewers, it can whoops, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. I have trauma brain from PTSD, so sometimes I lose my train of thought. I apologize for that, but it happens. Iowa. I don't know where that story went. I thought it was in Iowa. It might be, no, I think it was Idaho, because it was like Coeur d'Orleans or whatever. That's how you say the name. It's like their capital, and their main like superintendent they arrested. He's like African. I think he's like African born, like Olympian, which is fucking insane. But he became like a superintendent, and he's like beloved, and they fucking took him because ICE took him somewhere. Hopefully he's okay. But they took him because he was basically like, "Oh, ICE, you want to come in and take kids out of our schools? Gross. Go fuck yourselves." And they were like, "No, we don't like that. We love hurting kids. I mean, they're protecting a fucking pedophile, so fucking pedophile Nazis." I don't know what to call them, dude. It's crazy. I mean, pedophiles were a lot of freaks too. I mean, look up the Durlwanger Brigade. Fucking freaks, dude. They were like a assassination squad that went around and like just basically like they would fall behind the front line of the Germans and kill any like undesirables. And there was like necrophilia and all kinds of crazy shit going on. Like it's just nasty stuff. And we don't want that here, so that's why I'm on here talking about this shit. And a lot of people have told me I should speak out. Well, I want to speak out, but because I was in the pandemic and, whatever, I guess, like, my voice can be a little more powerful in ways. Anyway. LGBTQ, let's see, are they doing anything to our trans people? Our trans allies and friends? Let's see. I want to see what the Pope has to say. I was raised Catholic, so I always kind of keep tabs on what the Catholic Church is doing. I mean, they're fucked up and have done awful things, and like, God, up until the fucking 30 Years' War. I mean, even after, but my God, the atrocities and stuff that were done. I mean, the Crusades, all that. But post, like the 1600s, it became more of like Protestantism kind of took off and became like the wealth center of the world, like WASPs, white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. But Yeah, it's like why everybody like hated JFK. We can't have an Irish Catholic in the fucking White House. Like nowadays, like who cares? I think Biden was the first Catholic president, which not a fan of him at all either. I'm not a fan of like any president because any president, at least any president in our history so far that I know of, has committed an atrocity of some sort. Like I don't really think you can be like a good person and do that job. But unfortunately, sometimes like people are needed like that. That's why they think sociopaths exist because they think like there are some people that when we were like hunter gatherers, they needed someone that was like fucking insane and didn't had no inhibitions when it came to hurting people and stuff, so they could like protect. That's where all this like alpha male shit comes from. But if you look into that, that's not. The guy that did that study was like, I fucked up. That was wrong. My bad. Whoops. So the whole alpha bullshit is bullshit. All right. All right. So Pope Francis. So Pope Leo's the new guy. Pope Francis, rest his soul. He was pretty chill, pretty cool guy. Probably had some not great takes, but most progressive one we've had so far. All right. So he embraced his message for LGBTQ that todos are. What does that mean? Yeah, okay, so they're welcome, but they're probably not going to change the core doctrine, which, like, they should, but, I mean, I get it. They're traditional, so, you know, I wish they could move a little faster, but whatever. Sucks. I have LGBTQ friends and family, so, yeah, like, dude, my family and friend group is so intersectional, it's wild. But yeah, dude. I mean, the Catholic Church. It was weird when I was growing up. Like, they didn't like harp on it. They're just like, yeah, being gay is a sin, but like, that was it. There wasn't like, you can't be gay. It was just like, yeah, it's a thing. Don't do that. That was it. All right. I think we have to change attitudes before we can even think about changing what the word. Okay, so he's saying we need to work on changing people's minds. Good, good. Cool. LGBTQ plus Catholic groups. Oh my god. Sorry. It's just my own personal news. Confirm and reaffirm the perennial teaching of the church. Oh, Lord. Okay, so they're having traditionalists, so like the conservative Catholic groups are like, meh, we need it to stay the same. This is how it's always been. We don't like change. Jesus. Anyway. Wait a minute. This is okay. Confirm and reaffirm the perennial teaching of the Church in the face of the brazen offensive of those who demand the moral legitimization of. Oh my God. Brazen offensive. They just want equal rights and they just want to be welcome in the spaces that like everybody else is. We're all human. Jesus Christ, how hard is that to fucking figure out? Okay, at least he acknowledges that the sex abuse thing is real. Still hasn't found a way. I mean, I don't know. Maybe throw the priest in jail and then pay for their therapy. Okay. So Keems. Seems like he's kind of on the fence here with this. A little bit. He's like, yes, it's bad, but and he helped like apparently some abuses in Peru, but I guess they're like, you didn't do enough. Yeah. I did see that. he sent a letter to Trump being like, please don't do this. And he was like, eat shit, Pope. So that was nice. Leo praised Francis's initiative and said U.S. bishops showed courage in confronting the administration, expressing hopes that they would continue to take the lead on the issues. One of the last conversations I had with the vice president, I have not had direct conversations with or have not met the president. I talked about human dignity and how important that is for all people, whether you're born and wherever you're born, and hopefully to find ways to respect human beings and the way that we treat them in the policies and choices we make. He made it clear he is not a Trump supporter. Thank God. Added that he and his brother Louis Provost, a self-described MAGA type who has met the U.S. president, are in different places. Okay, well, that makes sense. Good. I'm glad he's his own person there. The United States is a power player in the world level. We got to recognize that. Sometimes decisions are made based more on economics than human dignity. That is literally our entire country. Money is our religion. They might say Christianity, but that's just a cover for capitalism and fascism. Alright, let's see, human sport, but we have to continue to challenge, to raise some questions, and see the best way to do that. I mean, they're trying. I did see something pretty crazy. Let me see if I can, oh god. I hope you guys didn't see my, search history. Nothing too crazy, but, whoops. Alright, priest, I'll have to clear that out. Okay, so, priest maced. Yeah, there was, like, a macing incident. Jesus Christ. Pepper sprayed by ice. But my point is, yeah, there it is. This is going to be in history books one day. Like, Catholic priest, he's just like, please let the migrants out. This is fucked up. Please don't do that. And then they just, like, fucking sprayed him down with mace. How kind. Fucking fascist pieces of shit. They're all fucking pussies, too. They, like, LARP and they're wearing all this Call of Duty gear to, spray a priest who's unarmed. You fucking pussy. I forget who said it, but they were like, yeah, these are people that couldn't make it in the army or were too afraid to join the army. But instead, they're, targeting brown people that can't shoot back. Or if you're in the middle, some stand-up comedian said that. I can't remember his name, where I'd credit him. But I pray to the bravery he has. Yes, I agree. I believe it's this bad. Only 8 months. Can't imagine a full 4 years. It is kind of doomery. I mean, I think people are a little too... I think they're... Someone said this, that they're, like, doing the propaganda for them, and that is true. Like, I think we need to stay away from, like, some of the doomerism, because you're just basically giving them, you're basically giving away, like, any freedoms before... You're just giving away freedoms without fighting. If that's the case, you're just kind of like, well, they're going to take them anyway, so might as well just fucking roll over. That's not how that works. Alright, so the Pope, we read this. Alright, so the Jewish synagogue, the Gaza block, or the Gaza flotilla, okay, we did that. Superintendent, that's... It's funny, I kind of talked about that, like, situation with ICE, but this just seems like someone got hired that did not have the credentials they needed. Yeah, and that happens, unfortunately. I've seen it with my own eyes in nursing. It's not as bad now, I promise, but during the pandemic, there was a lot of shady shit going on. Alright, a prolonged U.S. government could impact your travel plans. Yeah, I'm guessing it has something to do with, like, the FAA or TSA or any of that. Oh yeah, I wanted to see who the rapper is. Who is this? Chef G. I don't know who that is. Yikes. May 23rd? Why the hell is this a fucking... Why is this an article right now? They're just trying to find stuff. Chef G. this bores me. Alright. Stephen King, cool. It's interesting. He was very anti-Trump, and then the Epstein stuff popped up, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know how I feel about going after these Epstein people." Sure you're not on there, buddy? Buddy boy? Alright, let's see what my algorithm is throwing at us today. See if there's anything new. If not, I might sign off today. Like I said, this is just kind of a test stream. First one. This is kind of a way for me to get out my thoughts and my opinions about what's going on in the world. So, alright, governments say their out-of-office replies were forcibly changed to blame Democrats for shutdown. Okay. Yep. Republicans, I'm getting really tired of her. Okay, so Republicans just shut down the government to make your health care cost more. I mean, she's not wrong, but also it's the Epstein stuff. Because they need to swear in this representative, and if they do that, they have the votes to release it. So they keep shutting it down, and it's always the fucking Republicans. Like, there's pictures of them on the Senate, on the House floor, and it's like all the Democrats are there, and then there's no Republicans. Like I said, I have huge issues with... I do not like the Democrats as much as I don't like the Republicans for different reasons. Okay, I think I dislike the Republicans a little more, but they're both terrible. We should not be binary. Anyway, I'm really tired of her because she she's like, oh my god, fascism is coming, and then they didn't really do anything to stop it. They were just like, oh, maybe we should, I don't know, try to take more Republicans away from the Republican Party. And I think Hassan Piker said it really well. He was like, why would you go for Diet MAGA when you could have the full sugar soda, the full sugar MAGA? And it's like, that's super true. It's like, if you're a racist piece of shit, why would you not go with the most racist piece of shit one than the Democrats, which are kind of racist? Well, okay, they're pretty racist, but you know what I mean. But yeah, she just hasn't really done anything. These fucking politicians should be out there at the protests with us, getting pepper sprayed and fucking all of that at the front line. But instead, she's going around getting her fucking book signed, being like, "Look, see, I warned everyone and no one voted. See, I will warn." It's like, well, maybe you should give somewhat people a reason to vote that are not politically active. I don't know. Tell them about helping out them with better healthcare, universal healthcare, or I don't know, fucking helping with rent, rent freezes, grocery price caps, medication cap. Well, hopefully that would be involved in universal healthcare. Medications would. Believe me, we need universal healthcare, and we can't do it, despite whatever these rich fucks tell us. We can give all this money to Israel, but we can't have fucking healthcare. But they have free healthcare, and they have free college. Just so you know. Look into that. We pay for them to have free college and free healthcare, but no, we can't have that here. The U.S. is a giant scam. It is a scam made into a country. Basically. Come on over to Ellis Island, the American dream. Just kidding. You're indentured servants now. The slaves didn't have any choice. They weren't really convinced. They just kind of took them. Awful. All right, everyone on Obamacare needs to check their premiums. Holy shit! That is insane. Dude, that's fucking crazy, dude. I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. People... they just keep putting people cornering more and more people and putting them in corners, and I'm telling you, dude, they are not people... Someone said it, you can only go 3 days without food before a revolution kicks off or something like that. I forget who said that. I don't know. Some famous person. Alright, Tim Walz. Let's see what you got to say.
And I am going to challenge him. I mean, my God. We've got the White House threatening investigations in jail time because an escalator stopped. Walk up the damn stairs. This stuff happens. This is life. Do not normalize this. So,
I mean, you're not wrong. I don't know if the escalator is the thing we need to be talking about, but, it is true. It's yeah, we can't normalize it. Like, who says that? They're like, what's next? They're like, oh my god, the elevator's broken. Kill them. Execute them. I don't know how far away we are from that. Oh god, what's this bitch gotta say? Oh, Lord. Okay. Caroline Levitt openly says Americans with Democratic reps can be treated differently. Well, no, I'm not. No. Yeah, American fascism. I forget. Someone said that. It's maybe it was George Carlin. You might. I don't know. They said when fascism shows up in America, it's going to be a cross, like Christian cross, wrapped in an American flag. And my God, is that true? You saw the Charlie Kirk thing. But the thing is, there are not that many people that are into that. Like, a lot of people, even a lot of people on the MAGA side, like, actually stepped away from the cult because they were like, what in the fuck is going on? Like, we don't like brown people, but whoa, we're not in the Nazi stuff. That's pretty much what's happening right now. There's not as many Nazis as you think. A lot of them are bots online. Things like that. Most people are good people. I have worked with enough human beings. I can tell you, even in the areas that people are like, they voted against their own interests. They're all fascists out there in the boonies. No, dude, there's plenty of people out there that are just like regular people, don't really get involved in politics. They're like, yeah, I just live my life like everybody else. Wait, I'm just liking things for no reason. Haley Williams confirms Morgan Wallen is the racist country singer in her song. I don't even know who Morgan Wallen is. Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about. Republicans refuse to swear in newly elected Democrat, delaying success of Epstein petition. Oh, they tried to pass a bill to open the government, and then they decide not to do that. Nice. Yeah, Mike Johnson, little pussy. He's gay, by the way. Like, not like in a derogatory way, like actually gay. Look at him. Just look at him. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, come on. There's a lot of evidence that points towards that. Alright, so they refuse requests to swear in this person on Tuesday, saying she will be them when they return to a regular session. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. The move deprives the petition of the last signature, need the force of vote or bill. Okay. To release the files. Yeah, this is everything I've been talking about. So basically, we know her name now. I'm going to try to say it. Representative-elect Adelita Grijalva. Grijalva, I'm guessing, because it's a J. H. Grijalva. Grijalva. I don't know. Yeah, just fucking... Historically, you do it when the House is in session. It's like, dude, like, you clearly do not want this shit to come out, or you just be like, sure, yeah, whatever. Like... it's because they're all pedophiles, too. Both sides. I think Republicans, we got a little more work in there, going on there with, like, the repressed sexuality and all that, but I don't know, there's a lot on the other side, too. Okay, whatever. They're just I don't care what their reasoning is. It's just bullshit. No, I mean, here's the reason why we did that. You know, no, we know that you're just hiding the Epstein files. Okay. Yeah, this is actually true. I think this too. I'm from Philly, and I live in Philly. What I think anytime Trump manages to conveniently ignore Philly and his war in American cities, Philly, I was violent, I was liberal, I was woke. If LA got blown, DC got blown, why didn't I get blown? I think this is the one where he was an altar boy, and he's like, these people were fucking molested, why wasn't I molested? I think he's trying to say, like, why I'm not attractive enough? I wasn't an attractive enough kid. Jesus Christ. Love that show. Anyway, you're going to hell, dude, seriously. It's true. I was actually just talking to someone at a coffee shop today about this. I was like, I'm like, people here are like, come on, bring it, come on, we'll fucking burn the city down. We burn the city down if we win the Super Bowl. So, like, come on now. Like, I don't want them here because they're fucking fascists, but if they show up, I mean, I would say Philadelphia is probably one of the most well, Portland's pretty up there, but I mean, come on, the fucking country was founded here. Democrats call for Trump to be removed after the military threats. He can be, but too bad the Republican Party, they're all cucks, so they won't do anything. So that's nice. Oh, this is like just my gaming stuff. Oh, this is wonderful. I think I saw this earlier, but ICE is just like grabbing U.S. citizens and disappearing them. How nice. This is legal. Yeah, these fucking fascists. God, filmed through a potato though. Yeah, they did this during Black Lives Matter too. Yeah, fucking doughboys right here. Form a circle! Form a circle! Ugh, it's funny. It's like they had to be told to do that. Pretty sure the military, it's called security. I don't know, make sure people don't approach from behind you. Cover all sides. Why do am I subscribed to this? The Wall Street fucking... Ugh, get me out of here. I don't want that. I'm gonna mute that. Too many like Elon bros in there. Oh my god. I didn't know anglerfish are that small. That was pretty cool. They look all big and scary. They look all tiny thing. How cute. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, this is what we were just talking about. So this is the rep, Adelita Grujalva. Brian Tyler Cohen. Dude, this makes me so sad with all the comedians with Bill Burr. I fucking love Bill Burr, but I'm like, damn, dude. It sucks because it's like, I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, come on, dude. They did 9/11. I know it wasn't like officially the Saudi government, but come on. They have slaves. They literally have slaves. I believe that's the case. They have slaves or like indentured servants, but like the same thing. It's just like, oh, well, it's money. It's like, it's okay. I'm a wage slave. Well, I mean, if you're an indentured servant, I mean, I guess you're whatever. Yeah, this was funny. He told on himself here. Let's stop attacking pedophiles. Okay, why did you bring that up, and why do you want to defend them? I like this. As a millennial, some of you guys might not know this, but there was a time we could go weeks without hearing about the president. I miss those days, dude. They're coming, hopefully. I mean, we just need to get these fuckers out of here. Oh, this fucking douche. Yeah, he's always like, we're the good guys, we're doing our job, and we have to wear masks because they dox us. I'm like, yeah, they're doxing you because you're fucking kidnapping people and doing human trafficking with the state behind you. Ugh. They're like, we tackle entire families in immigration courts and brutalize them and throw them in trucks and send them to camps. We're the good guys.
South Chicago, you're going to see some more. Here in South Chicago, we're going to be coming back here in all areas of Chicago. We're not going anywhere. You're going to see all the Border Patrol agents, all several hundred of us, as well as those allied law enforcement agencies. We're going to be taking it to those violent gang members and illegal aliens, and finally, Allie, CBP home app. Time.
Nice. CBP home app? Oh god. It's probably like a little snitching software. It's like the app opposite of Ice Block. Right? Yeah, feels like a lot. Yeah, I saw this. Basically, this like lady confronted Mike Johnson. Let's see. Madeline Dean, that's her, and then Mike Johnson. The president is unhinged. He is unwell. A lot of folks on your side too, are too. So you do know he's unwell. Anyway, oh my God, please, that performance in front of the generals, I didn't see it. Yeah, okay. Speaker of the House, the third in line to be president, and I did not see the meeting where we gathered 800 fucking the highest ranking military officials and put them in the same room, which is fucking stupid. Like, what if someone like blew that place up? Like, we're fucked. Oh, anyway. Yeah, I heard about this. There's Turkish vessels going down. I don't. They honestly should have went a little sooner. That would have been nice. Join the other guys. You can't stop us all. That whole thing. Oh my God. Yeah, she looks like she got some anorexia going on. I wouldn't be surprised. She's very like vanity focused, as you can tell. What happened to some good old fashioned pancake butt? Oh God, when he's playing the white man, the white face, nice. But anyway, I wonder if the South Park shit fucked her up, and now she's like, I'm not eating. I don't know. She's a piece of shit. Nice. That was in something. What the fuck? What was that movie? I can't remember. What? I think I watched this when I was like a kid. I don't remember. I don't know where that came. I don't know if I watched this. For illegal immigrant healthcare. Yep, they're the ones that are doing it. Not the healthcare CEOs and all the people that are fucking putting their boots on our neck. Oh my God. This fucking Charlie Kirk shit. They're just all jerking each other off. I am Charlie Kirk too. No, you're not. You were not shot at. You did not get executed. A lot of this is just repeating shit. The Catholic Statue Factory? Oh no. Where did that happen? Accidental, neo-Gothic, dystopian, retro-futuristic, Renaissance ahem. What the fuck? That was pretty funny. Alright, Newsom trolling the Republicans by doing the same thing that Trump does. Just being super unprofessional and ridiculous. Okay. What? Okay, wait, sorry. I'm getting pulled into like stories. Yeah. Yep. Alright. That's enough Reddit surfing. Let's go to YouTube real quick. See if any of the guys I watch. Oh, this guy's cool. I like him. Mercado Media. If you haven't followed him, you should go check him out if anybody's watching. He's on here too, but I don't really know much about that guy. So I don't really know how much to trust him. Just sometimes he has some news that pops up and I'm like, I'll listen. Trump censors Black history. Yeah, of course. It racist as shit, dude. It's crazy. It still blows my mind that people of color vote for him. I mean, dude, like, I don't know. Growing up in the Northeast, I knew this guy was a piece of shit from when I was a kid. He was like sleazy businessman. Like, that was just what he was known as. I mean, there was The Apprentice, but everybody knew he was like this piece of shit. Just gross. Was running like all the like Teen USA, and you're like, why is this like creepy dude like running that? Anyway, now we know. Anyway, yeah, it's wild. Anyway, all right. But yeah, they're trying to ban this shit. But anyway, what I was gonna say is that yeah, so he's like a sleazy businessman. But one of the most famous things is the what is it, the Central Park Five, where like these 5 kids, they accuse them, they basically like coerce these 5 kids into black kids into admitting that they like raped and killed this. I don't know if she got killed, but I know at least raped and beaten up, but maybe killed. And I think I don't want to say just rape. That's terrible, but I think it was just assault, like SA, because they weren't like. But anyway, the point being, they went to trial. They all went to jail, and then eventually DNA arrived as a technology, and they figured out it wasn't them. But at the time, Donald Trump, like before they even knew what the fuck was going on, like they were you know, they were. It was during the trial. He put out a fucking ad in the New York Times, I believe, like an entire page just being like, "We need to bring back the death penalty." It's like, interesting. If they were white, you wouldn't be saying that, Mr. Klan. I mean, his dad attended a Trump rally. I mean, the same thing. There are pictures of Fred Trump attending a Klan rally in like the 20s, so apple doesn't fall far from the tree, you know? They just don't wear white robes and hats, they wear suits. So everybody thinks they're legitimate. Alright, a lot of this is stuff that we went over. It doesn't seem like there's too much going on. Yeah, they're talking about the silence of the generals and stuff. I don't know what they're thinking, but like, I don't think a fascist takeover has ever worked if the military is not on your side. So, good luck. They pissed off our military. Will some of them go through with illegal orders? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I know they've been like doing like cutting people and stuff to try and like get loyalists in there. But they do not have they think that like, I feel like they think the military are like mindless killing machines that you tell them an order, and regardless of like, you know, the ethics of it, they're just gonna like committed atrocities, and it's like that is not the case. And a lot of people in there have like combat badges and have like served overseas. Like, yeah, they know what's up. Then you have fucking Hegseth going up there like a fucking idiot. Dude, it sucks. My grandfather is in the Air Force, and he was very, like, took his military service very seriously. I always did, and I have a lot of respect for the military. Even though they get sent into stupid bullshit wars, they're still putting their life at risk to, you know, with the idea of they're supposed to keep us safe, whether that is the point or not. It's still a noble thing, if you're going into it for the right reasons. But anyway, with that being said, I know a lot of military do not like him, given how he treats the military. Cops love him, of course, but the military does not. Yeah, the cops are here to protect Capitol. The military is here to defend us, but they're also used in like imperialist projects by our government, unfortunately. It just depends who's in office. But hopefully that's coming to an end, and we focus more on our own country and stop interfering with other people, because shit is fucked up over here. Anyway. But yeah, I don't think that's going to work out as well as they want. It sucked. We did the military funeral, and they did like the 21 gun salute for my grandpa, and it was like really emotional and sucked. It was actually harder for my family than the actual just plain funeral, probably because of like the honor, and you know, it's just like playing taps and stuff. It really like choked us up. But it was really fucking sad because like, you know, I guess you get like a flag that they give you, and then they give you this other thing, which I don't remember what it said, but it's basically like, thank you for your service, like something, like some kind of commemoration thing, and it's like signed by the president, right? I mean, it's not their actual signature, it's probably just like printed, but it was fucking Donald Trump, dude. I'm like, if my grandpa had bad dementia and shit before he went, and I was just like, thank God, because he hated Donald Trump in his first term. He was not about Republicans at all. Dick Cheney was his like least favorite person in the world, and then it became Trump. But just knowing that like when he died and he had military honors, and then this fucking draft dodger piece of shit pedophile con man. There's so many things you could say about that fucking asshole. But anyway, his signature's on there, and it's just like, it's such a disgrace. So it's just offensive. I don't know. And they just keep kicking the military, and it's like they don't know what they're doing, dude. The one thing that I feel like is a blessing about this fucking fascist takeover and like the attempted fascist takeover of our country is they're so fucking stupid. And that's what happens when you put in a ton of like loyalists and nepo babies and like stuff that, you know, people that are not qualified, they're gonna fuck up. So you're not gonna be able to achieve all these evil goals you want to achieve. And also, I don't know why they think the military, like, they're like, we're gonna get normalized, like, we're gonna be fine with the military in our streets. Like, that is not like, no, dude. Like, the U.S., Americans do not like to be told what to do in general, and then you add the government on top of that. Like, get out of here. And we're all gatted up. I don't know. Like, it sucks because they are doing things right now that are not very nice, to say the least. And it probably is going to get worse. I wouldn't be surprised if we see more right-wing terrorism. I mean, we literally have, like, I don't know if it's quite ISIS levels, but we basically have, like, what do people call it? Al-Qaeda, or, like, the Talibanjicals or something like that. Where, I mean, basically, you swap out, like, the gear for, like, Islam. You just change the gear and make it a Kalashnikov instead of a Western weapon. You make it, like, an AK-47. And, you know, they wear, like, a hijab and stuff like that. Or if they're women or if they're men. I don't know what that's called. Like a head wrap? I don't know. I don't want to be offensive. But, anyway. My point being, it's the same thing. It's like you see someone in a MAGA hat and they're, like, country-ass, like, fucking, like, patriotic, like it or leave it fucking bullshit t-shirts, and they have their fucking Bible and their gun. It's like, okay, we'll just replace the Bible with the Quran and, you know, make the gun an AK-47. Instead of a blonde white woman, it's a brown person. And then it's like, oh my god, they're ISIS. But then, like, you know, we have that here. Christian ISIS. It's crazy. I'm pretty sure that I mean, if this is alive, like, I wonder if it looks like these people are still there. Oh, I think these people, the Mary and Netta, those were the ones that I showed earlier. I mean, that was the ship that I showed earlier. It was, like, off to the side. Didn't get taken out yet. Well, not taken out. Intercepted. I was worried they were going to take him out. I'm worried about that. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Prop. I love Prop. He's a political commentator, rapper, poet, dude. It's the guy in the middle there. He's good. He's on Behind the Bastards with Robert Evans. That's an excellent series if you haven't really, like, looked into, like, history and the dark sides of history that our government's not going to tell you about because it's not it doesn't mesh well with, like, what they want you to know. You know, like, oh, capitalism and our democracy is the perfect one, and, you know, American exceptionalism. And then you, like, get on your own and get a little more educated, and you start looking into things, and you're like, Jesus Christ, this was all fucking terrible. America was never great. Ever. Maybe, like, if you're a rich white Protestant guy, yeah, it is great for you, but anybody else, no. It was a fucking nightmare. Okay. Well, I don't really have much else to talk about. There's not a whole lot going on, other than the shutdown and the Delta Jet collision. That looked interesting, but they just, like, bumped each other on the tarmac. It wasn't like they fucking, like, crashed in air or landed into each other or anything. Anyway. Oh my god. U.S. stress is a deliberate and unnecessary provocation. Yep. Bringing baby formula to starving babies. Oof, what a provocation. Fuck, man. They're acting like they're bringing, like, arms shipments in for Hamas. Which is probably what they fucking are telling people. God, I could be a fucking Hosberist for them. It's so fucking stupid and unbelievable. Damn, it's been 2 hours already? Holy shit, man. I fly through this shit. Alright, well, like I said, I'm going to call it. I'm going to try to do this maybe every day. But, I mean, I say that, but I don't want to stress myself out. I got PTSD. I got to, like, take it easy. I don't want to, like, just overdo it and let it affect my mental. So, I'm going to leave it at that. Spent some time with my wifey. She is pregnant with our child, which I am so excited for. I'm going to have a daughter, a little baby girl. I cannot wait. And hopefully we can turn her into a good person to put in this fucked up world. Hopefully change the future a little bit. But we gotta fight for that future, unfortunately. There's people that don't want to make it easy. They want to take everything we want. They want to take your ability to have kids, your ability to go on vacations, your ability to live a life without fear of financial, like, issues, healthcare. There's a lot we got to work on, but I have faith. I am definitely a doomer. I mean, I fucking was in the pandemic and saw how awful that was. And I have stories. I'll talk about it at some point. I'll probably do some, like, video diary stuff down the line, but I might do that. It's just like my videos, just like that one time XYZ. A lot of stories, but anyway, I appreciate anybody that watched. It doesn't really look like a whole lot of people did, if anyone, but hey, whatever. I'm doing this for the sake of the game right now. If it takes off, cool. If not, whatever. At least I'm getting it out of my system, because it fucking will drive you crazy if you don't, like, talk to other people or, you know, find like-minded people to talk with. That's something to kind of, like, just associate with and talk to about the state of the world. That's something that I had to start doing, which is hard when you're PTSD'd out and you want to, like, isolate and don't trust anyone. Yeah, it fucking sucks, but it definitely helped a lot. So I advise anybody who's, like, too online right now and freaking out to go outside, get some fresh air, hang out with friends if you have them. If you don't, I'm sorry. I know it can be tough for people, you know, to, like, get out and meet people. I mean, especially post-pandemic. But it is important, even if you just join some community, like on Twitch or something, and just, like, some comments and get some of your frustration out and be like, yeah, this is fucked up. And with some other people, it definitely helps you feel not alone and less isolated and less doomery. Anyway, that's my little pep talk. You guys have a good rest of your day, and I will talk to you